This is video number 3 following the example of American Dream Project. This is going to cover questions 3a to 4b. Today's a fun day. We get to go house shopping. So before we go house shopping, we have to figure out what can we afford in a house. So number 3 reads home affordability. Next, you need to determine how much you can afford for a monthly payment for a house. This monthly amount is based on your monthly salary from number 1. So like I said, this whole project is a continuation of each other, and it's going to use constant answers from previous parts. FHA loans have a maximum of 43% of your gross monthly income can go to any loan obligation. This does not count utilities, cable, phone, TV, etc. Further, the ratio of house payment to gross monthly income can't exceed 31%. Let's find out how much you can afford a month. So for part A, for things like credit cards, student loans, and other loan lien information, I made a table of a reasonable estimate of different debts that you could accumulate over the years. Just so you know, student loans may be approximated at 6% interest with a repayment term of 10 years. Most require a monthly payment. So again, I just took an estimate of the average student loans. So I wrote student loans. The total you can own is possibly 32 grand. That's the middle ground. You can have more, you can have less, but we're going to use this number for this time. Monthly payments, let's say, is $350. I did add a line for extra schooling loans. That's if you want to go to grad schools and things like that. Again, I took averages. This isn't always necessarily true. Credit cards, this is the average of most people's credit card debt. And then we have a line for car payment. So we're going to fill this out so it's more applicable to your scenario. So we're going to fill in the car payment information from 2B and 2C. So remember, we actually paid for a car last time, and my car was that Jeep, and the total I owned on the Jeep was 24 grand. But remember, it's a loan, so I was paying $460.41 a month. Multiply it by 5 years, because I picked the 5 years, times 12 months in a year. And that means I owe a total of $27,624.60 on my car. And I already know my monthly payment because we calculated it last time. It was $460.41. Now we're going to follow the next instructions. If you said you were not going to college, you're going to cross off the student loan row. I said I was going to be an astronaut, so I'm going to college. If you said in part 1 that you needed to go to graduate school, if you did not need to, you're going to cross this off. So I'm not going to graduate school, I'm crossing it off. If you're going to something like med school, vet school, you're leaving that in. If you said you did not need graduate school, I just told you to do that, sorry. Now you're going to add up all your monthly payments and you're going to put it in the total box. So in my case, it's $350, $90, and $460. Add that up, and my total monthly payments and loans is $900.41. Now, we are going to use this to figure out the highest monthly payment you can make on your house. So remember, back in question number 1, you had a gross monthly salary. So that was that monthly salary that either you or your partner shared or just yourself. In that case, it was just me, and I was making $6,666.67 a year or a month. And I'm going to multiply that by 40.43. Again, 43% is written as this is a decimal. I typed that in my calculator, and I get $2,866.67. You're going to do the same, but with your numbers. Now I'm going to take that number and subtract my monthly loans, which you get from this box right here. Again, these are my numbers. You're inserting your numbers. And I'm getting $1,966.26. We're going to flip the page, and we're going to do it again, except for with the 31% figure. So multiply your gross salary by 31%. So again, there was my gross salary, multiply by 0.31, and I get $2,066.67. Take that number and subtract your monthly loans, which was that $900 figure. You get $1,166.26 for Part C. Now, the home that you can shop for will be a multiple of this. Most likely it's between 130 and 170 times. You are going to use the middle of those numbers, so we're going to use 150. What is the amount in the middle of your highest possible monthly payment and your lowest possible monthly payment? So my highest possible monthly payment was the answer to B. And my lowest was the answer to C. So if I add them up and I divide them by 2, I will get the middle number. And that middle number is $1,566.26. I'm going to take that number and multiply it by 150. And I'm going to get a bigger number. This is where we're slowly getting to how much our house is going to cost. Now, most likely you're going to put 10% down on your house. So you're going to multiply that number that we found above by 1.10. And that's going to give us how much money we can take a loan out on for a house. As it's written right here. So this is the house range that I can look in. Now, that was just me all alone. Again, if you had a partner, your house number could be 500 grand or more. So that's why I said earlier that it'd be really fun if you picked a partner because you could get a cooler house. So now we're actually going to go house looking. So for the next section, you should pull up your computer. I want you to go to Zillow and find a house in your area and price range. You're going to insert a screenshot of the listing and then 4 pictures of the house you picked. So that's exactly what I did. I went onto Zillow and I found this house. Now note, if you look, this house is located in Marlton and I said Chemung. Sometimes you have to find some surrounding towns because you have to find the right price range that you want to be in. So this house is about 10 grand more than I found for the number that I can do, which is fine. The listing is all right here. Notice how it gives you the address. It gives you the amount, what's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, the square footage. There's all the information in the facts and features. There's an overview. There's a home value. It talks about school districts. It talks about what you have in the house. You can even take a virtual tour. So for question 4A, you are screenshotting this listing, and then you'll go through the pictures, and then you'll insert some cool pictures from inside the house. So I put that picture, that picture, that picture. Ooh, that is really nice kitchen. I'm impressed. So that's what you're doing for 4A. Now 4B is some writing. So you're going to write a paragraph of why you like the house, what features you enjoy, and how well it fits your budget. Also include the bid, the total sale price. So that's the price that it's listed for. This is the real world, so you don't always pay what it's listed for. You can actually ask for less than what it's asked for. So, however, if you go too low, you lose the home. If the home is a good deal, then you might not want to lower the price. Your bid price should be within 2% of the asking price. unless the ad says that it's really firm, you can't ask for anything else. So I'm not writing all this information down, what I like about it and all of that. You will. So you might say something like, oh, I like the acre. It's on a 0.25 acres. That's not a lot, but that's what this house is on, which means, you know what? I don't have to do a lot of lawn work. You might say it's got a cool open concept. You might say that kitchen is sick. It's got a fireplace, things like that. So in this case, I'm not writing all of that down. You are writing all of this down, but it's really important to say, hey, the house was for this much, but I'm putting in a bid for lower. So a lot of you who watch HGTV shows, Flip or Flop, things like that, they always put in a bid, like asking price for lower. So that is a really big part of this question, is how much are you going to bid on? And that's the third video of the American Dream Project.